Selected excerpts from the Diary of Petros Kassa, translated by Richard Taylor with commentary. Date 31/12/1905.76. To be honest, I'm a little scared. Tonight we're leaving home. Ibrahim's taking us to the ancient henge. I know the village isn't doing well, but why do we have to go to the primordial forest? He wants to find the gold digger ants. He says they have unimaginable wealth, whatever that is, and the ants fetch a good price. But I don't know. I've heard they breathe fire, that they're the size of 10 men put together. I don't want to go. But Ibrahim, he's strong. He's reliable. He says, the village, we need this. Think we might be able to do it. Gold digger ants, more familiar to our readers as Danakil Salt Termites, inhabit a multitude of prehistoric, Afrocentric, green, and desert realms. Given their habit of altering materials in the vicinity of their nest, it's speculated that they have some organ that functions similarly to a philosopher's stone. As their nests often contain a startling amount of gold, it is not uncommon for individuals to raid said nests, though I would not recommend it. Petros was correct on their ability to breathe fire, though they are not the size of 10 men. On average, they are only around the size of 3. Date 01/01/1905.77. It was amazing. Ibrahim said something about a sacred time, but when those runes started to glow, to fix themselves, I saw so much light. I couldn't ever see anything like that at home. And then when we were on the other side, it was green as far as I could see. It was like the desert outside of our village, but alive. Ibrahim says we have to walk for a few months through the forest, but I'm looking forward to it. Petros likely lived in one of the many realms of the modern Danakil grave constellation. There are a spate of abandoned ruins in the region of the graph, and it is likely they entered through an astrological ritual site. I can't begin to pinpoint the location of the village, but it seems like this Ibrahim's a real piece of work, taking on Danakil Salt Termites with the villagers. It's a fool's errand. Date 02/01/1905.77. I take that back. The forest, it's beautiful from a distance, but it's hot. It's not hot like in the desert, no matter how much you sweat. It only feels hotter and hotter. Little Dawit passed out, and I had to carry him. He wasn't the only one, though. Ibrahim was working his magic, and they woke up that night, but they were confused. Dawit kept talking about his mom's tibs. I have to say, they are good tibs, enough to remember. I would like to note, dear reader, heatstroke is no joke, even for experts within the magical community. When trekking through the Hyksos desert of the Kadeshi death realm, I succumbed. It took nearly a week under the care of a local Bedouin tribe to recover. On a side note, if you've never tried tibs, I highly recommend it. Date 17/01/1905.77. McConan, he died today. Though he keeps crying, It happened so fast, it was all so normal. And then we heard roars and screams. Ibrahim took control of the situation, but he couldn't stop it. Not before McConan died. They say it was a bear. I've never seen a fucking bear before. But this thing looked like a boulder made of fur and teeth and claws. McConan, I remember him at home. He was always happy, but this time he just looked like a red stain. I could still hear Doit crying. Outside my tent, they were friends. We were friends. Dear reader, I must simply say Ibrahim is an incompetent leader, as I have always extolled when exploring foreign lands to make ample preparations. From the description, it seemed they were hunted by a species of augmented Atlas bear. I apologize for the interruption, dear reader, but I have removed a selected portion of the diary series, as they prove to be rather repetitive. Petros continues to make his dissatisfaction known as more members die in the hostile environment. I am beginning to believe Ibrahim is more than simply incompetent. Date 2305 1905.77. I can't fucking believe it. Fuck Ibrahim. Fuck these ants. Fuck everything. Fucking Ibrahim says we have to climb their nest. Fuck him. How the fuck is a mountain made of sand, sulfur, and salt supposed to exist in the middle of a dead forest? It feels hotter than walking through our goddamn campfire. 15 people. We lost 15 people. Fuck. Even though I can't let this go on. Oh ho, it would appear that Petros has decided to rebel. For what it's worth, I wish I could have been there. Nothing better than a story of pent-up emotions mixed with a little bit of rebellion and grievance. On a relevant note, given the alchemical abilities of the Danakil Salt Termites, they do have a tendency to radically change their environment. Salt, sand, and sulfur included. It is almost poetic how they seem to mimic us humans, though I suppose it could be the other way around. We mimic them. Date 2505 1905.77. He broke my legs. It hurts. He healed them wrong, and it hurts. Ibrahim. He betrayed me. He betrayed everyone. He's sending me and the others up the mountain tomorrow. It hurts. It hurts so fucking much. It hurts. Everything hurts. I'm at a loss for words. Truly, I expected it somewhat, but this Ibrahim character seems quite cunning. He may have survived given such ruthlessness. I would recommend our dear readers to be careful when navigating the greater and lesser dynasty realms in the future. Date 2605 1905.77. The rumors, they're true. I miss them so much. Fuck Ibrahim. I'm gonna haunt him. I'm gonna haunt him in his dreams, in his life. I'm going to fucking haunt him. God, I want some tips. Fuck. That concludes our short story, dear reader. It has once been said that life taken as a whole is a tragedy, but taken in detail has the characteristics of a comedy. Personally, I'd rather not weigh in, dear reader. I'd like to think I can prevent such tragedies. I hope each one of you took something away from such a mundane and all too human story from a much too mundane and all too human man. Yours truly, Richard Taylor.